Grant Boone, Karen Stupples watching Angela, third at the 18th. She's one off the cut line at the moment.
Well, she knew she had to make something special happen, and boy, was this ever special.
Oh, Angela with a pitch in for Eagle to go from one off the cut line to one clear. She's going to make it to the weekend. Cheyenne Knight there cheering her on. Savannah Grual, a rookie, at the 11th for birdie.
I mean, this was a good putt uphill, but still had quite a bit of break to the right on it.
And Savannah get it to 6 under par. And, well, actually, she put it to 5 under. Then this tee shot at the par 3, 12th.
Front hole location has to judge that pitch and roll well, and she does that.
And that would get her to 6. Race to the CME Globe, and Tom Abbott is watching her at the 16th.
Yeah, nice approach, trying to ride it in towards the flag on the wind. It's just going to be left of the flag from 107. Went to the left fairway here. There are 2 fairways on the 16th. Don't really have to worry too much about the angle when you knock it this far down. She's got a really nice shot in, just right of the flag. And that, I think, is a bit untidy, Karen, for yardage.
She's going to play this at least 15, maybe 20 yards less. Pernilla and Danielle to play with this young player and get to know her and think about their own first years on tour so many years ago.
She was hoping it would hang on. It did.
To make her 3, having hit a poor tee shot. So it's going to be a couple of holes in a row here. She's working, and she's managed to walk away with the par, Karen, both occasions.
And bring yourself back to present and forget any little mistakes you might have made.
By the way, if you can't tell, we're, as the crow flies, just a couple of minutes from Daniel Inouye, Filipina, Bianca Pagdananan.
That shows you, I mean, she's one of the longer players on the LPGA Tour. She's got a shot where it's howling downwind.
On our microphone, it's tough to block that noise out. Bit of breeze off the left here and into for Elim Kim. Yan Liu just hit 7-iron in there from a similar distance. So it's a club and a half to 2 club wind, I would say. And the wind a little more off the left from this angle. This looks really good, right at it. Let's hope it's the right distance, because it's right on the money.
Oh, I love this shot. Ball was below her feet. She had a lower follow through. Tried to keep that trajectory down a bit.
Yeah, she has this coming a little from the right. It's a very good chance here for Elim Kim. Is it going to keep coming? Going to keep coming?
She's actually looked really good with that putter. You know, for somebody who hasn't putted particularly well this season, it's from 1.81 putts per green in regulation.
And then she had a tie for 18th in Malaysia a couple of weeks ago, but because she was a sponsor's invite in a no-cut event, she didn't get any of the CME points.
Although she's comfortably 5 spots inside, this week and next week that could change if she were to struggle, but that's not been the case so far. And another birdie just makes this task even easier. She's now thinking not about...
I think that's a really good thing to do, is to focus on something that's positive as opposed to, you know, being, you know, on the defensive. I mean, in football, prevent defense doesn't normally work, does it? So
back at the 11th, this is Jong-un Lee 5. At 5, and now she's at 6.
These greens look like they've just got a little bit more speed on them today than they did yesterday.
You know, putting from underneath the hole. Be a little slow.
Darlene did get through stage 2 of Q School.
Because the bunker was in the way, so picking out that spot was a little bit more difficult for her.
At the 11th, Arthur Munoz for birdie. Okay.
Nice.
She goes to 4 under. That moves her into a tie for 12th. Take a look at the projection. Grace Kim did that yesterday. Pernilla Lindbergh at 10.
Danielle Kang made par. This was the best shot in.
factor here that she really has to concentrate on is straight down the breeze on this angle. Yeah, tough to get it to stop when it's downwind like that, I think.
Back at the 10th hole, Nasa Hataoka to go to 2 under.
One birdie. Sorry, 2 bogeys and 2 birdies so far for Elim Kim, and add another birdie, so under par for the round. She's got the trademark fist pump. She loves the little fist pump when she makes the birdie.
One in Australia. Not an LPGA event, but a big event, the Australian Open.
So much of it is controlling spin. I mean, there's a perfect example right there.
And then you have Ash Buhai, who had things going her way. She's had the 2 best putting years of her career the last 2 years. But then an old back injury flared up earlier this spring, and then of all things hits her toe on the hotel bed at Hoakalei, breaks her toe, and then that hampers. Not taking any chances. Here's Grual, 3rd of the 1st.
Yeah, 72 yards. This looks really good for distance. Can't see the bottom of the flag from where she's hitting.
Pretty good.
All right, got a putt from off the green for Ryan O'Toole. Elim Kim, 3rd at the 1st.
Yeah, just 50 yards here.
Oh, those
And
clouds.
that looks to be really good, yeah.
Oh, that is nice. Unlike those clouds that don't look nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, good look here. Shouldn't be a ton of movement in this one. Slightly back up the hill.
No. Does that ever work? The move with, try to kick your hips out a little bit.
No.
No. But you do it every time, don't you?
I found that in my experience, the golf ball doesn't ever listen to anything.
But Elim Kim with a great look here. Yeah, and takes advantage.
Everything seems in place for her, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, she looks really solid across the board. Like, I really like what she's doing with her swing.
Oh, you just don't want to go long here. Oh, got enough spin on that. That back bunker is a big no-no.
Has won on the LPGA Tour. Of the group that you're watching there, here's the rookie from Florida, Austin Kim.
Play golf at Vanderbilt.
How about the power of Austin Kim, Kay?
Relies so heavily on hitting par 5s in 2, not really having to hit wedges closer or make a lot of putts, because those par 5s are their scoring holes. But now on the LPGA,
It's a good one to get her to. Speaking of firepower, at the second, Elim Kim's second.
Yeah, just 94 yards. She really does have a lot of power off the tee. She's seen one player come up short and one go long. And that was pitching at the back of the green and trying to spin it back. It's so difficult with the short clubs, like a wedge like she had there, into this breeze. Yeah, ball is lying well in the bunker, below the level of the putting surface. This one looks good if it's going to run out.
let's try it.
Like that. Over at the par 5 11th, birdie putt for Ryan O'Toole. Like Elim Kim, just outside the top 60.
Also straight down the hill, but she has seen Yan Liu with a putt very similar, which came up short, and this one trying to get there.
That's
Yeah,
good
just
looking.
down the hill there. I think maybe, Karen, she was not wanting to give it too much speed and didn't quite give it enough.
Just on the outside looking in, even with some of the injuries she's dealt with this year, she's really had a good year. Contended a couple of times, put herself in position. And over at the 13th, Nasa Hataoka having a good day here.
Yep, nice.
And getting better. Nasa is 6 under. Take a look at all those circles.
This from 107 yards. I like The way she hit that one.
Little step through move, Karen.
Strong.
And tough to judge the exact direction of the wind here. Should be down the breeze off the right. Throwing it in there with an aggressive approach.
Very nice.
One win to her credit. One of the veteran of more than a dozen years out here on the LPGA Tour from Southern California.
See if she can take advantage of her aggressive layup. A little 50-yard shot. I like the idea on that one. It just really checked hard.
Oh, it took a really strange little hop there short of the flag. I think it would have run in without that strange little bounce.
Some of that, I think, is not trusting the wind. It's not knowing how much the wind is going to add or take off to the shot.
Yeah, this one should come from her right. It's back up the green. I think she can be aggressive with this. Yeah. Nicely done there. She's playing really well. This is good momentum between herself.
Austin Kim at the 11th for birdie.
Oh, she is on a nice little run right now. 3 birdies in a row.
This is Guseva for birdie. Yeah. Well, the plot is thickening here. You got 4 players at -8. Gruwal and Guseva with birdies.
Left it in, committed to this putt. And let's see if she can make it slightly down the hill here, back towards that penalty area. Yeah,
Yep,
wasn't a problem. What do we know, eh?
Yeah.
And she's tied for the lead. The lead outright after a 66 yesterday. Talia Guseva, can she get to 9 under?
Pretty big left to right breaking putt that'll be rather speedy.
Two over par 74 yesterday. Really has it going in the right direction today. She's 6 under at the 15th.
And that'll give her another opportunity. Really kind of putting it all together.
O'Toole.
Oh, wow.
Ryan is not she's not been bashful about talking about her putting. She's always a good ball striker. She knows she puts in a lot of work on the putting.
One of my favorite snacks when playing golf in Hawaii is Masubis.
Ooh, love it.
Yeah.
Angel Yen.
Now, a lot of these players, they play on tours around the world, Japan, Korea, European Tour, and they come out onto the LPGA Tour really ready to play, seasoned, even though they'd be LPGA rookies.
Yoshida leading by 3, and now you've got a 7 player separated by just a couple of shots. How about this third for Guseva?
Yeah, that second shot was left, but it wasn't far enough to be in trouble. It was in perfect spot, and this one's pretty good too.
Okay, so she judges that one well. Par putt here for Guseva at 13.
Really her first big test on this back 9 today.
She passes with flying colors. 2 years at University of Miami. Continuing to climb the ranks. Ryan O'Toole at 14 for birdie.
Yeah.
Guseva, by the way, 113 Rolex rankings.
I hope Darren's starting to hear something again.
It's not easy as well, suddenly having a really long putt when you haven't had one for a while. And this one might need to go a little bit. Yeah, it's going to come up shy. That's the, I mean, you just don't have, can hit driver on almost all of the holes. So taking advantage of that length is key, and she does. That was the reaction there. Yeah.
Tom, she's made a few of those putts today, those sort of that longer range. She just looks very solid on the greens, you know, where a lot of players have been quite shaky. She looks like she's just got a little something out there.
It surely will affect it slightly. Yeah, well read there.
And I think for, you know, for new players on LPGA Tour, one of the most difficult things for them is obviously it's a long season, a long year.
124 yards, 50-degree wedge in hand. A good lie in the rough. And this is going right at it.
Oh, wow.
That's actually the same club, Grant, that she used to hole out for eagle at the par 4 7th earlier in the round.
And now a short birdie putt for Gustava. Get her to 9 under. And how about these rookies? Yoshida, Gruol, Gustava, all 9 under.
I think it's more of a mental and financial difference. As far as quality of play, you're right, that gap is very small. Now,
wow.
Speaking of gap, that was a gap wedge.
Not a big gap between the ball and the hole. That's going to be 6 birdies in her last 9 holes, and she's going to go to 7 under.
Down the breeze, a wedge. And just feel that shot and the distance. It looks like she's done pretty well with it. Threw it in there aggressively.
She's had so many opportunities with those wedges, and she's finally got one.
Got onto the front part of the green and sat right down, so a little bit of a tricky double breaking putt here.
Oh, she read it beautifully.
When it's your afternoon, it's your afternoon.
The winner's circle on the LPGA Tour. Rei-Shin Liu is trying to win for the first time on this tour. Playing well again this week, 2nd at the 7th.
Be aggressive there and maybe miscuing it.
Yeah, no problem for Austin Kim. And she is on some kind of a heater. As is really...
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's playing really well. Very, very impressive today.
That little preset routine she does, it's very consistent.
Par putt for Rei-Shin Liu up ahead. And a good save for Rei-Shin. Not a great first putt, but all's well that ends well.
Fortunately, got away with it. She is smack dab in the center of the right portion of this fairway with just 102 yards. Easy hole location right up front. That's one way to play it.
Have an opportunity for a birdie from a shot that she wasn't happy with off the tee.
Back at 16, Austin Kim.
Yeah, that out of the rough, 100 yards. And there's the difference between being in the rough and not.
135 yards for Elim Kim. Looks like a good line here. I was talking to her veteran caddy, Sean Clues, as he walked up this fairway. And he was saying...
Knew what she did, and then on to the next. Little left to right breaking putt. I'm very impressed with her entire package. And it'll be interesting to see what she does over Friday, Saturday.
It's a good looking putt. Really liked the transition there. She gave it plenty of time. She didn't hurry from the top of the putter backstroke.
They teach you to climb to the top of the mountain, but they don't always teach you to climb down the other side. And, wow, that was a shame there. The greens may be slowing up a little bit later in the day. Not quite the pace they were when they teed off.
Okay, just a par.